So let's continue our discussion with your male gonads. Lang. So for the anatomy and histology of our male gonads, there are two essential elements. It's going to be your gonads and your sex accessories. So your gonads, the testis, temperature is approximately 2 degrees Celsius lower than your body temperature. So it will undergo spermatogenesis and as well as the production of your sex hormone, which is your testosterone. For the sex accessories, it is important for the storage and transport of your spermatozoa at the proper time. So this is now your gonads and some parts of your sex accessories. So what are our sex accessories? We have your epididymis, ductus deferens, your seminal vesicle, your prostate gland, and your bulbourethral gland. So check natin ha. So this is your testis. It is where your semen and with sperms being produced. Then it will go to your epididymis for the maturation of your sperm. Then it goes up together with your vas deferens, ductus venosus, and then until it reaches to your ampulla. Then a secretion from your seminal vesicle will provide nutrients for sperm and fluid. Then your semen will go to your ejaculatory duct, then passes through the urethra and then goes out to your penis. So this is the pathway of your semen rather. So your epididymis for sperm maturation, vas deferens to propel your sperm towards your ejaculatory duct. Your seminal vesicle will provide the nutrient for the sperm. Your prostate gland will provide enzymes and protein for the coagulation and liquefaction, while your bulbourethral gland will add alkaline mucus to neutralize the prostatic acid and your vaginal acidity. So just remember the pathway of your semen, guys, from your testis, specifically your seminiferous tubules going to your epididymis, then vas deferens, then to your ampulla, then your ejaculatory duct to your urethra, then goes out to your penis. So our testis is comprised of seminiferous tubules. It contains cells in various stages of your spermatogenesis. So, ang seminiferous tubules natin, merong mga spermatogonia, merong mga spermatocytes, and spermatids. So your Sertoli cells within your seminiferous tubules is being stimulated by your follicle-stimulating hormone. Remember that ha? FSH will stimulate Sertoli kasi nga may H Sertoli, FSH. It aid in the development and maturation of your sperm. It will also support protection and nutritional regulation of the developing spermatozoa. Phagocytosis of your cytoplasm shed by developing spermatogenic cells and establishes the blood-testis barrier which prevents the contact with immune system. So ito na yung sinasabi natin. Ito yung testis natin. Your testis is composed of seminiferous tubules. Ito yung mga parang convoluted na tubules dito. This is your seminiferous tubules. Pag i-cut off or i-cross-section cut natin ang ating seminiferous tubule, ito na yung mukha ng ating seminiferous tubules. So, ang outside lining niya, that is your basement membrane. Then, yung mga cells na nandito, these are actually your spermatogonia. Then, when they undergo the process of spermatogenesis, it now becomes your sperm cells and goes to the lumen of your seminiferous tubules. Ito again, spermatogonia, yung mga nakasurround. Tapos, may mga Sertoli cells na katabi ng ating spermatogonium. Remember, your Sertoli cells will provide nutrients to our spermatogonia. And then, if it matures, when it already forms your spermatids, it will go to your lumen of your seminiferous tubules and the maturation happens in your epididymis. So ito yung histologic picture. Tingnan natin, ito yung bilog, tapos may mga spermatocytes, may mga spermatogonias, your spermatids, and your Sertoli cells. And then, we have also your Leydig cells outside your seminiferous tubules. These are your Leydig cells. So later on, we will know what will be the effect or action of your Leydig cell. So your spermatogenesis is a process of converting your primordial germ cell into a mature sperm. Remember sa ating gonads, sa female gonads, meron tayong tinatawag na folliculogenesis. Dito naman, spermatogenesis. Ano pong nangyayari, Dok? Sa ating seminiferous tubule, meron tayong primordial germ cell. Your primordial germ cell in the gonad will remain dormant until puberty. Same pa rin ang ating egg cell. Pagdating ng puberty, magdi-differentiate na to into your spermatogonia or spermatogonium. Then your spermatogonium will undergo the process of meiotic division, magiging primary spermatocyte. Your primary spermatocyte will undergo meiotic division 1. Ang effect, magkakaroon tayo ng dalawang secondary spermatocyte. This secondary spermatocyte will undergo another meiotic division 2. And this will forms your 4 spermatids. And these 4 spermatids will go to your epididymis for the maturation of sperm. So that's the basic spermatogenesis or formation of your sperm. So what are the other products of your Sertoli cells? Your Sertoli cells produces androgen-binding proteins. It keeps local testosterone levels high for your spermatogenesis. Your spermatogenesis needs testosterone. That's why it needs to produce testosterone. It also produce your P450 aromatase, which converts your testosterone to estradiol. Your growth factors, it also supports sperm cells and your spermatogenesis. Your inhibin, on the other hand, it will have a negative feedback on your pituitary, which will inhibit your FSH. So, Doc, question, bakit po natin kailangan ng estradiol sa sperm cell? Sa ating testis, what is the purpose of that? The purpose of estradiol, according to some books, it has a protective effect to your spermatids. Kaya nga, tinatransform natin kino-convert natin yung testosterone to estradiol by the action of your aromatase. So your testis in the interstitium, you're outside in your seminiferous tubule, meron tayong Leydig cells. Your Leydig cells will be stimulated by your LH, and the primary source of your testosterone production synthesize androgen from your cholesterol. So in short, your Leydig cells will be stimulated by LH, producing now your testosterone. So clue word natin yan, LH, Leydig cells. Testosterone, so your LH stimulate Leydig to produce your testosterone. FSH will be stimulated by your Sertoli will be stimulated by your FSH. FSH, Sertoli, Leydig, LH. Again, ulit-ulitin lang natin. Meron tayong mga, this is your seminiferous tubules. Then we have your mga spermatocytes, and then growing spermatids, spermatozoa, and then we have your interstitial cells or your Leydig cells, and then we have your tinatawag nating Sertoli cells or tinatawag nating sustentacular cells. Leydig Sertoli. Paano ba ginagawa ang ating testosterone? So, your Leydig cells will be stimulated by your luteinizing hormone. Then, from your cholesterol, it will undergo different processes into your mitochondria, then goes to your smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and then it will form now your testosterone. So, ang gusto ko lang malaman dito na your LH will stimulate your Leydig cells to convert your cholesterol into your testosterone. Remember, testosterone, it is a steroid hormone, comes from your cholesterol. So how do we regulate this hormone? So again, hypothalamus will secrete your GnRH to your anterior pituitary. Your FSH and LH will be stimulated. Your FSH will go to your Sertoli to produce your inhibin and for spermatogenesis. Your Leydig cells will also be stimulated by your LH to produce your testosterone. Your testosterone is also useful for your spermatogenesis. This happens in your testes. An increased level of your inhibin can cause a negative feedback in your anterior pituitary gland to inhibit the secretion of your FSH, while your testosterone will cause a negative feedback towards your hypothalamus and anterior pituitary gland to decrease their secretion. Just follow the diagram. This is a very simple diagram. So note, some testosterone are derived by the testis from your androgens produced by the adrenal gland, DHEA or DHEAS. So pwede din tayong kumuha ng testosterone from the androgens produced by your adrenal gland. Your peripheral tissues convert your testosterone into your DHT. Your DHT, which is actually 2 to 3 times more potent than the testosterone itself. So what is the physiologic functions of your testosterone? Simple lang. This is an androgen, right? It is a driving force for your secondary sexual development. It will stimulate your accessory sexual organ, and for the male secondary sexual characteristics such as deepening of your voice, male pattern of hair growth, and increased upper body musculature. It will also stimulate linear bone growth. So now let's proceed with the diseases of our male gonadal system. Again, dito pa rin tayo, bumabalik pa rin tayo dito sa mga terminologies na to. Meron tayong tinatawag na hypergonadotropic hypogonadism, hypogonadotropic hypogonadism. Pag sinabing gonadotrophic, this refers to your GnRH, LH, and FSH. Pag sinabing hypogonadism, this refers now to your testosterone. So first, we have your Klinefelter syndrome. So hypergonadotropic hypogonadism. So it is a presence of extra X chromosome prevents the testis from functioning normally. So they have a sex chromosome, extra X chromosome, kaya nagiging 47 XXY. So there is a manifestation of azoospermia. Pag sinabi natin azoospermia, it is a medical condition of a man whose semen contains no sperm at all. So walang nakikitang semen. So there will be elevated FSH and LH, and there will be a decreased testosterone. So because of this, anong problema natin sa Klinefelter? There is a problem within your testis. So kaya nga hypogonadism, you cannot produce testosterone. So pag mababa ang testosterone, ano ang negative feedback? Tataasin natin ang gonadotropin releasing hormone, tataasin natin ang FSH and LH. Kaya mataas ang FSH and LH pero mababa ang testosterone. Meron pa tayong isang condition. We have your Sertoli cell-only syndrome. Only Sertoli cells line the tubule. Walang sperm cell. Characterized by male sterility without sexual abnormality. They will have a small testis, high FSH level, azoospermia, and normal testosterone level. They have a normal, and this is actually normal to low level of your testosterone level. So confirmatory test for this is actually testicular biopsy. Walang sperm na naproproduce, wala kang sperm na naproproduce, only meron ka lang na mabaya, walang sperm na naproproduce, kaya lang, ang meron ka is only Sertoli, kaya tinatawag nating Sertoli. So in short, wala kang mga Spermatogonia, pero meron ka lang Sertoli cells. To confirm this, you only need your testicular biopsy. So this is the normal and the abnormal with your Sertoli cell only. Tingnan nyo, may mga Spermatogonia, pero dito, only Sertoli. Wala tayong makikitang Spermatogonia. How about hypergonadotropic hypogonadism? Yung hypergonadotropic hypogonadism, there is a problem within your testis. It could be an injury or infection. Kaya may mumps or orchitis or inflammation of your testis. Or could be having HIV infection, or those underwent your radiation and chemotherapy for cancer. So ano nangyayari? Bakit hypogonadism? Kasi nga may problema sa testis. Pag may problema sa testis, mababa ang testosterone level pero mataas ang GnRH, FSH, and LH. Kaya hypergonadotropic hypogonadism. Yes, we discussed this one, your testicular feminization. Remember this one sa ating primary amenorrhea na discussion? It is a hypergonadotropic hypogonadism. So there is a testicular feminization syndrome or androgen insensitivity syndrome. They are genetically male but physically female, a genetic disorder that makes XY fetuses insensitive to your androgen. So in short, kahit meron kang testosterone na pinoproduce, you are insensitive to that. Hindi ka nagre-respond sa testosterone. So internally, there is a short blind pouch, vagina, and no uterus, fallopian tubes, or ovaries. There are testes, in the abdomen or the inguinal canal, meron kang undescended testes, and usually detected at puberty when a girl should but does not begin to menstruate. Males are born looking externally like normal girls, but they are considered, even though they have genetic chromosomes of XY, they are still considered female. So the management for this patient, what we do is that we ligate or tinatanggal namin yung undescended testes na nasa abdominal part, tinatanggal yun, and we create a neovagina. So in short, gagawa kami ng bagong pouch, di ba? Naka-blind pouch, so we just extend the vagina. So ito yung sinasabi ko. Kahit XY sila, may testosterone sila, ang nangyayari kasi nga hindi ka nagre-respond sa testosterone, anong nangyayari? Your testosterone is converted into estrogen. Kaya you have your breast formation. Ito yung blind pouch of your vagina. Nakikita nyo, you have still your testis in your abdominal area. Ito yung tinatawag natin na cryptocordism. In short, hindi bumababa yung ang ating testis. So, what we do, nilaligate natin yan, tinatanggal. Tapos, yung pouch dito, kasi di ba it's a blown pouch. So, ini-extend namin dito, gumagawa ng neovagina or new vagina. Then, they have already breast. Kasi nga, yung testosterone is converted into estrogen. We have also a last disorder. We have your hypogonatropic hypogonadism. This is your Kalman's syndrome. It is a result from a failure of gonadotropin-releasing hormone cells that migrate to the brain due to gene defect characterized by a delayed or absent puberty and impaired sense of smell. The patient may manifest with renal agenesis, cleft palate, abnormal eye movement, and hearing loss. So, sa Kalman syndrome, ang problema, it's a genetic problem wherein hindi nag-migrate ang ating GnRH cells sa ating brain. Since hindi nag-migrate ang GnRH cells sa brain, anong nangyayari? Bababa ang GnRH. Wala tayong maproproduce na GnRH hormone, therefore, mababa ang LH, FSH. In short, there will be hypogonotropic hypogonadism. Kasi nga, mababa din ang ating testosterone kasi nga, mababa ang LH and FSH. Doc, bakit ang pinaka-notable symptom is hyposmia or anosmia? Kasi, hindi rin nag-migrate there's also a defect in the migration of your olfactory neuron cells. Kaya ang pinaka-notable symptom is defect in the neurons. There is hyposmia or anosmia. Hyposmia, decreased sense of smell. Anosmia or complete loss of smell. So may problem pa rin ng migration ng cells. So this is your Kalman syndrome, hypogonatropic hypogonadism. So that ends our discussion with our gonadal system. So for the last part, konti na lang yun. It's just purely a enumeration of the hormones that the different organs produces. So konti na lang yun, mabilisan na lang yun.